to, like when I watch you guys in action, and I watch, well, particularly for the videos. Obviously, video is one thing, and it's obviously a format that's very it's different to real life, I suppose.
Yeah.
So that the message and the enthusiasm that you get across, and that is absolutely wonderful. And you'd wonder, look, could you bottle some of that and could you give it to our lads? So let's see if we do the same thing.
If only it was that easy, hey?
Yeah. So I suppose really, look, I only have 3 or 4 questions I'm going to ask you, if I may, please. And I suppose, like, one of them was like, well, what did your family think when you decided to take a year out and get involved with NetMinistry? And both of you can answer that question, because I'd love to hear it, please.
Yeah, do you want to go first?
Right, I'll go. So my family, I'm from Glasgow, Scotland, and we actually have Net Scotland, and it's not nearly as big as Net Ireland, but it's like still finding its feet kind of thing. But I've actually been around Net for maybe about 10 years back home. We'd host Netters in our house as well, so I'd be very familiar with like Net community and stuff, and therefore my family is very familiar with it as well. Um, so for my family, it was always something that they wanted me to do, and they would like love for me to do, but I never wanted to do it. Until like maybe last like year, 9 months before I actually came on Net, before I realized that actually, oh, it's something I would love to do. And maybe my family knew me better and knew that I'd always have loved to do something like that, but I just didn't think I wanted to. But when I like said to them, I was like, "Oh, I think I might do Net," they were like, "Totally go for it," kind of thing, because they were so used to Net and they thought it was a great thing. And still do.
How did Net introduce themselves to your family, and like how did that connection happen with your siblings or your parents? How did that happen there?
Yeah. So in terms of getting me to do Net.
No, but how did they know of Net?
Oh, right. Well, I'm part of a community back home.
Just explain that a bit.
Yeah, a Christian community. We meet up every Sunday, and we basically just do like a praise and worship kind of idea. Every Sunday it would be, and the leader of that community is also the director of Net Scotland. So he would be good friends with my dad. So we'd always had that connection with him when he took on Net Scotland as kind of a role. We very much, the whole community took on Net Scotland. So we've been very, very involved with like the very first groups. Also, when Net came over the first year, it actually came to my parish originally. So they stayed in like my parish house. So like from the very beginning, they were very like close to the family. But then there's also like you're saying, like the energy that Net has, like they totally like chose to invest in me and my wee brother, and that's how I got a really great connection with them, and that in turn then they could have a great connection with my parents. So it wasn't just that like my dad knew the director kind of thing, but also that like they'd seen the personal relationship that I'd developed with them, and like that wanted them to learn more about the Net team, you know.
You said you had a hesitancy when when you wanted to take that year out. What caused that hesitancy?
Well, I'd say I say that I'm only being a Catholic for a year and a half. I was born and raised a Catholic, but you know what it's like. You know, it's not easy to be a Catholic, and I certainly didn't find it easy to be a Catholic. So I saw these guys. So 10 years ago, I saw the Nerds as really cool guys. I loved them, but the more and more I grew up, the more and more I got changed from like the schooling system and all that. I just didn't have a passion for the faith at all. And I just thought that Net guys kind of were weird, and I didn't really like. I enjoyed spending time with them, but I didn't really see what they were talking about as like true or useful or anything. Um, so it took me a while before I realized that actually it was something I wanted to be part of, and that only came from like developing my faith on a personal level. It was actually a old person, not an old person, a person who had done that in the past that actually encouraged me to invest in my faith and start going to mass again. But he wasn't doing that from a net perspective. He had just done net, and then he like pushed me closer and closer to thinking about net, just encouraged me to like keep an open mind. Then plans fell through for this year, and I was like,